Hello, welcome to the reading room. Today we're going to read The Path in the Woods by Nancy Davis. Once upon a time, a man sat on the steps of his porch. The sun was shining in the cobalt blue sky, and the wind was blowing just enough to make the trees bend and move. As the man surveyed everything around him, all seemed right in his life. He smiled when he thought about his family, his job, his plans for the coming days. Suddenly, without warning, a huge and powerful lightning bolt struck from the sky. At first, the man was stunned, and then he began to run blindly, trying to escape the lightning and the burns. He ran without thinking, looking, or listening. When at last he became aware of his surroundings, he realized he was lost in a deep forest, in a strange and uninviting place. For a while he sat still, dazed and numb. As he tried to think, he could think of nothing other than the lightning. He was aware that he was lost, but this seemed unimportant compared to his pain. The lightning had been so sudden and so powerful that his wounds were still raw. But he was so numb that he felt little pain. As the numbness wore away and the pain became more noticeable and intense, the man realized the importance of finding his way out of the woods, and he began to run. As the man ran, he noticed a shack by the side of the path. An old man in a rocking chair sat on the porch and waved to the man as he went by. He hardly noticed the old man or gave him a thought. He just kept running and running. Soon he saw another cabin on the other side of the path with an old man similar to the one he had seen before. This man waved as well, but again, the man continued running without reacting. Because his mind was racing from the lightning and the burns, he ran faster than he had ever run before. Again and again, he saw a cabin and an old man who waved. Each time, he didn't talk, he didn't wave, and he didn't acknowledge the greeting. At some point, he became aware that the cabins looked very much alike. Then he realized that they weren't different cabins. He had been running by the same cabin and the same old man over and over again. The next time he passed the old man, he heard a voice inviting him to stop and visit. The runner yelled back that he couldn't stop, even for water or food. Although the runner realized he was going around in big circles and was getting nowhere, he didn't seem to be able to stop himself. He continued running and running. Each time he ran a lap, the greetings of the old man became clearer in his mind. He was sure that if he did stop, the man would ask him why he was running in circles and would have to talk about the lightning. The runner realized that talking about the lightning would force him to focus on how badly he was burned, causing the pain of these burns to become very intense. "I can handle this myself," he said. "I'll just keep running and running, and I'll find my way out." He refused to acknowledge to himself that an endless circle has no exit. The old man seemed to tire of waving to the runner without getting a response. He left his rocking chair and walked to the side of the path. Upon seeing the old man, the runner stopped for a moment. Then he ran on, taking another lap, trying to outrun the pain that had begun to surface as he stopped. When the runner rounded the circle again, the old man was blocking his way. Although afraid, the runner stopped. With a puzzled look, the old man inquired, "Why are you running and running around this path? Don't you realize you're getting nowhere? You're only wearing yourself out." Having been a logical man before the lightning struck him, the runner realized this was true. But he seemed disconnected from logic, so he ran another lap. The old man was there when he passed his way again. "I know you're lost," he said to the runner. "Tell me what happened, and I'll help you find your way out of these woods." "There is nothing you can do to help me," the runner exclaimed. "I have to do this myself." And yet he ran another lap. The next time the runner passed in front of the old man, he stood on the edge of the path, allowing the runner to take several more laps. Then, for a second time, the old man stood in the middle of the path. "Have you convinced yourself that running around and around is getting you nowhere?" he asked the runner. "You'll never get out of these woods and find medicine for those burns unless you stop running in a circle." The words of the old man began to penetrate the logical side of the runner. He was hungry and thirsty and getting nowhere. So he stopped and sat with the old man. He described the lightning, even though talking about it made him aware of his painful burns. The old man listened and then explained what happens when lightning hits so suddenly. He talked to the runner about burns and about running in circles. At that point, the conversation focused on how the runner could find his way out of the woods. "I can tell you things that will help move you in the right direction," the old man said. "If that is not enough, remember that throughout your life, you have been a very innovative and motivated man. Use these strengths now to find everything else you need to heal your burns and move out of these woods." As they talked, the runner realized that when he ran in circles, he became numb, so the pain wasn't noticeable. But being a logical man, he knew he didn't want to continue to be lost, running in circles. Logic told him to ask directions from this old man, overruling the general male rule about finding one's own way at any cost. So the runner walked the path in the way the old man had advised. As his burns began to ache, he remembered that he had heard that berries have special healing qualities. So he began to pick different berries from the woods, first one kind and then another. He continued his search until he found just the right combination to heal his wounds as quickly and completely as possible. After using the berries on his wounds, the runner continued to move along the new path. He began to notice the trees and plants lighting the pathway. Then the light at the end of the path became visible, an indication that he would soon be out of the woods. When he emerged from the woods, his family, friends, and coworkers were waiting to greet him. "You really scared us," they told him. "We realized that you were lost, but we didn't know how to help you." To celebrate his return, everyone accompanied the runner back to his home for a picnic. The runner sat on a picnic table, telling everyone about the lightning and the burns. He told them about running in circles and about the old man. He emphasized the details of finding his way out of the woods and looking for berries to heal his wounds. As the runner continued to talk about his journey, everyone listened with their heart. Even though many of the listeners had never been struck by lightning, the story told by the runner left a distinct memory in each of them so that they would have a map to help them find their way if lightning or burns caused them to lose their own way. The end.